Good morning to all of you. I'm Dr. J. Sukman. I'll be handling today's topic IP source of financing. The last offline classes, I've already told you that like how the patent is being filed and why the patent is being filed. Okay, so how your invention can be protected by filing the patent. All these things I've told. In the towards the end of the offline classes, I have also told you that like in the next class, I'll be telling you how you can by keeping the patent like you can generate this money or how patent can play as a source of finance. Okay, so that like we are going to look at today. So let us without any delay like let us start the classes. Okay. IPR as a source of financing is not a very new phenomenon, but then yes, it is a one thing in this what source of financing is very new, that is like auctioning their IPO. Okay, so intellectual property, isn't it? So multinational corporations or else even small medium sized enterprises, they leverage their IP assets in exchange of finance. Okay. Through this what called leveraging, they also like earn a lot of money. Okay, so even you take it Samsung or Apple or many companies, like they also invest a lot of money on the inventions. Okay, so when they invent any product, okay, so if the product is not invented by any other company, then like other company will certainly buy the technology in order to use that product in their devices or something like that. Okay, for example, if you take the um, Apple iPhone screens are obviously invented by Samsung company. Although Apple has been investing a lot of money in order to invent some of the screen glasses, but then like they are not able to do it. Okay, so they get this technology or like these devices part of the device. Okay, so they outsource from the what called they import from the Apple Samsung. Okay, so Apple is importing from the Samsung. Okay, for that even Samsung is earning a very good hefty amount of money. Okay, so likewise even it is not like applicable to any multinational companies, it is also applicable to any small and medium sized enterprises as well. Okay, so IP rights are not only valuable assets, but can also be like important source of financing. That, as I've said, okay, it can enhance innovations. Is a very like which is very important issue for all nations. Okay, so accessing financing is critical for startup companies and innovative SMEs. Okay, so when you start a like startup or if it is a small and medium sized enterprises, okay, so you are like one of the main challenges is that like how to generate the income or like finance in order to extend your business to many other places or enlarge your business. Okay, so in order to have a very good financial background, like it is very important that you must have some or other source of financing. Okay, so IP intellectual property is one of the source of financing which has been playing a very key role in the recent years. Okay, so as far as like IPR is concerned, like intellectual property right is concerned, like many people are having. Okay, so they have been like generating finance through what called income through like licensing or royalties or like direct sale of patent or trademark. Okay, so all these things they're doing. So, now, one of the new ways which has come in recent years that like how you can generate the income through IP is that like by auctioning the IP. Okay, auctioning means you call all the people like who are interested in your product. Okay, so then like you auction it, you will say one amount. Okay, so then all the competitors like will say their amount. Okay, so thereby like the value of the IP also like will increase and you can generate more money. Okay, one of the way through which like you can generate the money is that like franchising your product to other countries. Okay, so mostly what happens is that like when any company is um, establishing their branches across overseas. Okay, so they cannot sometimes like go and get everything ready. Okay, so there are like licensing problem or many other problems will come, so that's why like what they do is that they franchise it, their product their branches to other country, like for example Reebok, Puma, Nike or Adidas. Okay, all these companies like what they do is that okay, so they ask the people to do everything in the country. Okay, so licensing all the parts. Okay, then they ask they export their product to them, and they will be like selling it. Okay, so sometimes some countries will have different conditions. Okay, so according to, by meeting their conditions, okay, they'll be like able to uh, establish that franchise everywhere. Okay, so they'll call for the franchise like those who are interested in different countries. Okay, so they'll apply for it. Okay, so accordingly, by looking at their criteria. Okay, so if they are fulfilling the criteria, they'll be giving handing over the franchise. So in return of that, like the franchise like operators like will pay the fee to the supply. Okay, so that fee will become has become a very main source of income for the company, like who are having main headquarter in like some other country. Okay, so this kind of method has become very successful in terms of like any business model. Okay, then second way of what called outsourcing, generating income through IP assets, is that okay, it's licensing. Okay, you give licensing, teach them like manufacturing processes and trademark know-how, or like some other skills like provided by the licensor. Then they pay some fee, um, kind of what called in return to that. Okay, so accordingly like they are licensing. Okay, so it involves like little bit expenses and involvement. The only cost is in this one is that signing the agreement and policing the its implementation. Okay, so in the sense that like they'll be overseeing all the implementation process. Okay, thereby like they'll earn the money. Generally, it is used in permits, copyrights, and etc. Okay, then like apart from what called the licensing, then um, what called franchising and licensing. Okay, so turnkey projects. This is one method through which kind of what called um, headquarters in the main companies are earning a lot of profits. Okay, so turnkey projects is nothing but like fully equipped setup and trained, like even training out to the people like who are working in that setup. Okay, so that is being prepared and hand over by this what could mean company to another company, another country, in another country, or like another places. Okay, so they'll do everything, only running the business will be like by other person. Okay, so this kind of a project is done by some kind of what called food franchising. Okay, so it's a fast food franchising. Okay, when a franchisor agrees to select a store site, build start store, then equip it. Okay, so train the franchisee and employee, all these things is done. Okay, now what are the benefits of this IP backed grants? Okay, so one is that like potential for value appreciation over the period of time. This value of this particular franchisee or like turnkey project or licensing. Okay, so these kind of things, the value actually um, kind of what called increases over time. Okay, so whereas the value of most tangible assets are like depreciates. Okay, so that is what like one of the main benefit of this IP backed financing. Okay, and stronger repayment and incentives, like when the product is very famous and very worldwide. Okay, so everyone knows about the product. Okay, then if you're taking the franchise, like it is very easy to get the what to repayment commitment also, like the people like McDonald and all, like or a Pizza Hut or anything for that matter. So which is like very famous food franchise or like any other franchise. Okay, so they will not have any kind of problem in repayment commitments. Okay, so whatever the selling is happening, accordingly the repayment is done to the people. Okay, so improved security, like as far as like financial institutions and banking also, like bank also will not feel very difficulty in order to give the loan to these kind of business. Okay, so they know that like there is a assurance that like they'll get back the all the money with full interest. Okay, so that is one of the another advantages. Okay, then like alternative to personal guarantees. Okay, so IP can be alternative personal guarantee. Personal guarantee, like you can give to some extent loan. Okay, as far as like IP is concerned, according to the value and according to the kind of what called the popularity that it has. Okay, so accordingly like they'll be able to get the loan. Okay, so IP and intangible provide an additional source of security that is directly related to the company and not an individual. Okay, so thereby making it easier to recover funds if necessary. Okay, if at all like any loss, big loss happens, like probably like the company, the banker, like or financial institutions who are lending their loan. Okay, so they will take over the IP itself, and they'll kind of what called um, kind of kind of sell it for their to recover the kind of what called the money that they have as a given in the form of loan. Okay, so what are the challenges now? Okay, so as far as like challenges are concerned, one is that like understanding value and managing risk. Okay, so the value of some intangible assets like such as brands can change rapidly in line with the company's fortune. Okay, so sometimes like what happens is that if the company's fortune is not good, some kind of big corruption scandals comes out. Okay, the value of the IP is like always there is a tendency like it will go down. Okay, but it has not happened many of the time. Like very few companies or like a few companies who are involved in the huge corruption. Okay, so they or their like value would have gone down, but then like generally it doesn't happen. Okay, very rarely it happens. Okay, if it is happening, like people can understand that, or people can identify that like the value of this particular product is, or like IP is intellectual property is going down. Okay, so accordingly like they'll take action. Some of the examples are like Nokia. Okay, so all these examples are there. Okay, so there are many examples like you can search in the net. Okay, so browse it and you'll be able to find out. Okay, training and the adoption of a recognized standard are required, okay, for intangible asset value management in managing the risk profiles associated with these assets. Okay. Now, as far as like a field in which patents granted, okay, so from 2012 to 2017, okay, you can find like many of the patents were granted in chemical field, okay, so pharmaceutical, computer and electronics, okay, then followed by communication, electrical, physics, mechanical, polymer science, technology, and other fields. Okay, so the highest patent filed during these years, like 2012 to 2017, is US by US, which is of like around 2,31,563 patents were filed. Okay, then followed by Japan, Germany, China, and India. India is like around 13,048. Okay, China received like 46.4 percentage of all patent applications filed worldwide. Okay, so followed by China, US, Japan, uh, Republic of Korea, then EPO like Germany, followed by India, Russian Federation, Canada, and Australia. Okay, so these are the some data related to the patent. Okay, so IPR I have extracted from the ipr.india.net. Okay, these are the applications which has been like are received. Okay, so you can see name of companies. Okay, so which is like in India, some of the companies like who have filed top 10 companies like who have filed patents like Wipro Limited and that TCS, then like Hike and Kanapati Gopal Krishnan, HCL Technologies, and SRM University. We will see like from India side like how the this IP is kind of performing. Okay, so the list of top 10 patents holder in India comprises only pharmaceutical and biotech companies. So like pharmaceutical and biotech companies are performing well in terms of what called holding the patents. Okay, so in India, like most of the patents, like top 10 patents were held by pharmaceutical and biotech companies only. Okay, so in India, like around 184 patents are held by um, CSER, that is like Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, followed by the RANDBAX. Okay. Then top 10 patent holders across the world are IT companies. In India, no IT firms have patents. Okay, so that is like very sad thing. Okay. Although like we are the leading in terms of generating or like in terms of what called contributing to the India's GDP growth rate. Okay, so the IT field. Okay, but then like IT has no patents in India. Okay, which is very sad to see, and IT field has to like IT sector has to work in a way that like they will be able to create more inventions, okay, in the field of IT, and that way like they can generate the source of income also. Okay, in 2017, Government of India has launched a scheme for facilitating startups, okay, for encouraging IPR practices in India. Okay. This is India's rank. Very sad to say that like in 2015, like we were holding 81st rank. Okay, so out of all the countries, okay, around 200 countries are there. We are coming under 81 rank. Okay, so then like we have significantly improved are ranking like from 2015, 2016 it was 66, 17, 60, 18, 57, then 1952. Okay. Most innovative nations like in 2019 were Switzerland, followed by Sweden, USA, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Finland, Denmark, Singapore, Germany, Israel. Okay. Lot of innovations across economic exist. Okay, so differences in innovations. Okay, so in the top, like we can see that knowledge and technology outputs is on top. Okay, in 2018. Okay, uh, that percentage, like they in terms of changes, like they have increased very well. Okay, market sophistication, then human capital and research, all these things. What are the positives as far as like Indian companies are concerned? Okay, so Indian companies such as like Wipro, TCS, Bharat Petroleum, Reliance Industries have even topped the list of Indian firms which have created intellectual property assets in the US. Okay. Then emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, cyber security, IoT, cloud computing, they are accounting for 50% of the patent filed in 2017 to 2018. Okay. Cyber security holds around 193 patent. IoT holds 107 patent. Okay. Then cloud computing, digital payments, okay, e-commerce and navigation also. Now, as far as like negatives are concerned, some of the companies like who are very multinational companies, okay, they have very good hold over the market in India, like Hindustan Lever and Unilever and Maruti. Okay, they are kind of what called repatriating to their patent companies. Okay, so lot of money, like hundreds of crores of rupees as a royalty payment. Okay, so which is kind of very significant loss for India. Okay, so it is very important that like these companies like they whatever the money that they are generating through their sellings, okay, so what are the things, okay, they have to reinvest on the invention so that like they'll be like able to save lot of crores of money. Okay. So these are the examples of inventions and uniqueness but lacking with IPR. Okay, so that like you need to um, go through. Okay, so with this like we are done with the lecture. Okay, so of this third module. Okay, so we'll be starting with fourth module in the